Okay, so the protests for our beloved AC Milan have begun in Milano as well. No, by the way, different background because I'm in Italy for Christmas now. So this does look like a good Fiorentina supporter background though, but whatever. So the protest has begun, and I don't know. Did you see the match against like Inter Lazio? Lazio Inter? Luckily, I did not watch that because I had other stuff to do. But when I saw the result, 6-0 for Inter, that hurt. That hurts me a lot, okay? Because you see like the different sides of Milano now. You see the Inter staying strong, always being competitive, not destroying the team after winning. And then you see AC Milan in which nobody gives a crap, starting from the management and the ownership. Nobody speaks, because after the disaster of the match Milan-Genoa, nobody spoke. So the supporters protested, first outside of San Siro after the match, and then a lot of players were booed, a lot of obviously the management were contested, players too, right? Apart from a few players like Pulisic got applauses. Obviously it's not that, there was this chorus in San Siro that said like, we are not Americans. That doesn't mean that AC Milan supporters go against the Pulisic or Musa, say, right? It has nothing to do with that. Obviously, this is just going against the way the management chooses to manage AC Milan, right? More in the, let's say, American style, Moneyball, that kind of stuff. We're against that type of management. And obviously, Redbird being a fund, it's here to make money. So build the stadium, raise the asset value, and then sell, okay? The plans for these seasons are not working, despite the management saying like, no, everything is a project. We have a project, we have plans, we have clever plans. For this year, they did not have plans. I said this before. I'm not going to repeat myself too much. I'll try not to repeat myself too much. The lack of planning, the lack of looking at the future, let's say, for this season, now it shows clearly, and the supporters are fed up with the bullshit, me included, but like a lot of supporters in Milan were very patient. They've been very patient with this management, right? They supported, they never complained too much. Now this is too much. And this is not because just of the match against Genoa, because matches like the one with Genoa happens, You have matches in which you can shoot how much you want, you will never score, okay? There are matches like this. Inter had matches like this. It's not the problem of the match versus Genoa, even if obviously that match showed us a lot of problems that we were aware of, like the lack of a proper game style, or more. Let's say that is more of a I'd like to, but I can't do this, which is a little bit of, for me, summarize this Fonseca period, right? I'd like to do this, but I can't because the players are not good enough. So in a team, you need every player to do his job, right? But if we, like with Genoa, we resolved to just give the ball to Renders, and if then the Renders doesn't create something, then we don't create something, that's a bad thing, because football is a team sport. So everybody has to do his own, but we cannot have one playmaker, okay? We need more. The other was Pulisic, but Pulisic wasn't there, right? So when Pulisic is not there, so that's a big of a problem. And regarding the words of Fonseca after the match, so that he's happy because they shoot on goal a lot of the times, like, I don't remember now if it's 22 or more, but yeah, it was 22 shots and like only 4 inside the goal, right? That tells you something, which is something we have been telling for a while, is that Milan needs to be more concrete when shooting. And this highlights the other problem that we were talking about in summer too, which is the absence of a true 20-goal a season striker, this is a problem that we have had for a long time, and we never even resolved. How did they resolve this? They saw Morata and they say, oh, Morata is a kind of a chance. Let's try to get him. And they got Morata. But Morata is not a striker that scores much. And this is not news. We all knew it. Even in the European Cup with Spain, Spain won, right? But Morata scored what? 1 goal? So he's not the solution. So getting Morata was great, but it's great to help another striker grow up or get like a promising striker that can work with Morata and improve. We got Abraham. So we got Abraham in a loan exchange. So we didn't even buy Abraham. Okay, so we didn't even try. So what was the plan? The plan was hoping that things will work out. But when your plan is not having a plan, things usually don't work out very well. And now we're seeing the fruits of this. Genoa played purely defensively. I think they never shot in our goal. They didn't try even. Like their game was like, oh, guys, we stay in defense. If they score, let them celebrate their anniversary. Pretty much that was the plan, right? It's kind of sad to watch AC Milan not managing to win in front of all the AC Milan legends. Embarrassing that Maldini wasn't there, because when you talk about Milan legend, especially the recent period of AC Milan, but the fact that he wasn't there is kind of a miss, obviously. So as I said, a lot of players got contested. The coach received a treatment of silence. This is because, as we know, supporters are not stupid. So we know that Fonseca is not the root of our evil. Fonseca is a capable coach, is a capable man, is a good man, and it's just not right for this project, probably. That's what it is, right? So it's getting pretty much ignored. He's trying, okay? I appreciate the way that Fonseca tries to manage the players. I do appreciate that he tries to control this mess of a locker room, but the locker room is not following the coach. And we knew that, but we wanted to believe that everything was resolved, but obviously some players don't follow the coach. This is a big problem. First, because you're getting paid quite a lot of money. So if this is your coach, you listen to the coach, stop, no questions. Even if you don't want to, you listen to the coach, okay? Because that's your job. So I am totally against this kind of behavior. So I appreciate Fonseca trying to reorder, but at the same point, I don't think Fonseca is the right coach for this current situation of AC Milan, right? Even if his ideas are appealing, which is always the beautiful total football that everybody wants to play, but that we can't play because we don't have enough players to do that kind of style, and we end up just attacking mindlessly with a million players. So Fonseca got the silence, which is good, because Fonseca is not the problem. The problem is who chose Fonseca, right? And why they chose Fonseca. Why they chose Fonseca? He's being more of a yes man, right? And he's being cheap. And these are the main reasons, right? Because we are at the point now that a lot of players just don't respect the AC Milan kit, the shirt, what the AC Milan history represents. You might say, yeah, that Milan is dead. True, but that Milan is history. And if you play in AC Milan, I expect you to behave in a certain way. I am very, very disappointed. Obviously, the supporters are very disappointed, and now the patient is kind of over. What can we do though? It's like, what can happen? Because we know that this management does not change like the coach, right? They will never do that. They're gonna kick out some players. Maybe it is gonna solve anything for the season. I'm not sure. I'm sure that Fonseca will try to win the Italian Coppa Italia, the Italian Cup, but that's reaching the top 4 spots. It's doable. It is still doable, obviously, because there is still another half of a champion of Coppa Italia to play. But it's embarrassing that we have to fight for the Champions League spot. This is the goal of the team: is to get 4th. If you're happy with that, then good for you. But I can't be satisfied by that. Now you can say yes, the other teams will drop points. True, they will drop points, but we don't make points. We need absolutely an intervention in the market in January. Will they do that? At this point, I'm not even sure, because this management doesn't want really to spend money in January heavily. It's more toward the summer, right? The big spending of AC Milan. But we need to fix the team. We need to get players to... We need enough players, because that's 1 million games to play. It's 1 million games to play this year. And you can't just do it with this team alone. And you can see also the difference between Juventus and Milan, right? Juventus is doing poorly, very poorly. Similar to Milan. Milan is doing worse, right? But the players of Juventus, they fight for their coach. They stick to their coach ideas. Ideas that maybe are not working, that are not going to work in Juventus, but at least they are trying hard, okay? The players in our team seems not to follow that. Like, they do the bare minimum. So Fonseca wants you to do this, so they do that, and that's it. But they don't do it like trying to understand, because like we've been hearing about this Fonseca that needs time for his play style to show, but how much more time does he need? How complicated is his play style, right? At this point, the players are not into it 100%. That's a big problem, because if they don't follow 100% what the coach wants, then you get this. You get players that lose motivation, they don't want to fight, and on the other side, right, Juventus, you see the players that they fight, and in the end, they manage to get, that tie. The last minutes, they score. Both are not very good situation, but from one side, you see the confidence, the players trusting the coach. From our side, you see players not giving a shit about it, pretty much, right? And you see Fonseca trying to fight for it, to make order, right? I can blame Fonseca up to a certain point, because he chose to coach AC Milan, so he's gotta get his own responsibilities, obviously. We know where the root of the evil is, but everybody is a culprit at this time. Like Fonseca not managing to give a scheme to the team, constantly changing the central defenders, constantly changing the players, adapting players to roles, all of these, like at some point, it doesn't pay off, because you're not building on anything. And now here we are eighth in Serie A. Long time I didn't see AC Milan 8th in Serie A. Well, not that long, but I am truly embarrassed. I am truly embarrassed by all of this. I don't have the strength to get angry. I'm just very deluded. And I can't wait for this man, this ownership to sell AC Milan, or somebody has to pay. Somebody has to pay, because, and this does not mean the coach. Somebody has to pay in the management, because if this season is a failure and nobody pays for it, then next year we're gonna be at the same. We're gonna do the same thing. All right. Let me know what you think, and enjoy your vacations. Ciao, ciao.